We didn't do our gender. I like that.
Oh, is it? Oh, flip it around.
Go fun.
There we go.
All right.
Thank you,
Are we
Larry.
live?
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are live.
Awesome. Oh, look at that. New location. Love it.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. What time is it?
It is Live the Book Time.
Live the book time!
It's
Happy
9:27, so we need to wait for people to
Of course we're gonna wait for people.
Don't they
to
get an
come.
alert? They get an alert.
They
right?
do. So let's look at our phones and see if we get. Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at that.
The-
Oh, it said.
It says.
Alana Walls is here, and so is Sabrina.
Yes.
Oh, girl. Yay!
I will.
have to mute that.
I will.
think I, have to mute
I
mine
will
too.
not. I will not do that. I will let
What?
you ladies do that.
What
I will
happened?
be focused.
What did we say?
Oh, because I don't need mine. If you have yours.
Yes, yes.
All right.
So we have
Perfect.
Alana.
We have Alana and
Okay.
Sabrina.
Sabrina,
Sabrina says
hi,
Oh,
hello.
she
Okay.
made it.
Z. Z, you made it. Hey, girl.
You know her?
I do.
Oh, yay! Friend of Keisha.
So Sabrina
Thank you, Larry.
is friends with Arena.
Oh,
She lives.
neat.
Where are you today? Are you in California? Are you in Texas? Where are you?
we get around. We get around.
Yeah.
She
I
said,
wanna-
yes, I finished. Hi.
Oh, good. Oh, she's in Austin.
You're in Austin. Go ahead, girl.
Where are my glasses? Oh, okay. Let me
Oh.
see.
It's Live the Book with our glasses this week.
Well, I always have to have my glasses. There's no.
Well, here we
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
There they are.
We really are quite studious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some
they
point
look-
in life, we
Mine are a
became
little
very
cloudy
serious.
though. I need to wipe mine off. I'll keep this off.
They look very pretty.
Yeah.
She
I
wanted
love
us
them.
to look alike.
Oh, Alana.
Yes.
Oh, Alana.
Thanks,
Love you,
Alana.
girl. So who else is on? Anybody else? First of all, today's weather in New Jersey, South Jersey, gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, I should be working outside. It was
People were
so
out running.
beautiful.
Yes.
I had a board meeting. I got to look at this out this little window at the
Oh.
weather. It was, but then I did go outside.
What did you do?
I took a walk, but then I went to the gym. Actually, my son invited me to the gym.
Oh, that's
Yay!
nice.
Carter invited me to the gym, so it was good. But really, I hope this weekend is nice. Does anybody know?
It is going to be nice.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the 70s.
Oh my goodness, t-shirt weather.
I'm going to the Jersey Shore.
Ooh,
Are
the Jersey
you?
Shore. Look
Yes.
at you.
Via
Okay.
Atlantic City.
Listen, Atlantic City ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah.
So we do have a couple. It says 4 are
Okay.
in with us now. Although
Excellent.
I don't know. 5 are here. So
5.
listen, when you come in, say who you are.
Give a little shout out.
Give us a little hello so we know you're
Yeah.
here. And should we?
Well, what are you doing this weekend before we go? She's going to Atlantic City. I'm going to be wearing a t-shirt wherever I go.
I don't usually answer personal
Oh,
questions.
I
So I'm going to see Dane Cook, the
There you-
comedian.
She
I'm
always
very
does fun
excited.
things.
She
And,
does.
and here's the challenge. If my team wins today in the NCAA
Oh.
game that they're playing in, that's UVA, then I will have to figure out how I can watch the game while I'm at the Dane Cook concert.
That
Because I think
sounds-
they'll be playing again.
Sounds like an iPad.
Yes.
Sounds like. Yeah. She's walking around with pom poms, everyone.
I
Just
am.
so you know.
I am. So keep me updated with the score once they start in 20 minutes.
Thank you for sharing, Daria. It sounds like a
Aw.
wonderful weekend.
That's
Hey, Julie.
Oh,
Welcome.
Julie!
She's committed. She says she's
Yeah.
driving, but she is
Oh,
Oh,
thanks, Julie.
Julie.
Thanks,
here.
Julie.
Be careful.
Yes,
be careful.
Be careful.
Julie.
And we have all the information you sent over, so we will definitely share that a little bit later. So do we feel like we have a good
It's
group to get...
9:31. I feel like we should be prompt. Let's get started.
I love
like
it.
it.
I love that. It's 6:30 where you are, Julie, and in Austin, are you like 2 hours or 3 hours behind? I can't remember. Z, let us know.
In Austin?
Yeah, is it 2 hours or 3 hours?
I
Are they
think
on
it's
Mountain?
2.
Is it 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they have the Riverwalk out there? Or is she near the Riverwalk?
That's San Antonio.
Oh, is that right?
That's beautiful. That's fabulous.
I've never been.
Oh, well, maybe you go on a road trip with
I've
me.
been to the Camden Riverfront. Is that similar?
Oh,
okay.
Christina is here. Christina.
Hi, Christina.
You know who that is, Danielle.
Oh, Dickerson.
Yes.
Oh,
But
hi,
Welcome.
Oh,
It's nice. It's like a
Julie
really
wants to know what we're drinking.
Oh, Julie, tonight it's seltzer hydration.
Seltzer night.
And
Yes.
soda. And soda.
Yeah.
We have 3 different flavors.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
where's mine?
Cranberry
I have
lime.
I've got a black cherry.
Yes,
Yeah.
and lime.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
How about you, Julie?
Yeah.
Anyone else having a beverage as
Yeah.
we drink?
As we get ready for Live the Book.
We do need, for this book, we need to be ready.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Guys, get your
Okay.
wine, get ready
Yeah.
because
So we have a few questions, but
berry fusion tea. Okay.
okay, very nice. How many more do we have? Do we have a few more?
Yeah, we have
Oh, we have 10. Okay. So, always the first question.
Well, with the book, tell the book we read.
Well,
the
we
other
read
woman.
The Other Woman by Sandie Jones.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy this book?
Should we start?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, there was so much to like about this book. Right? Well, let's just get started with the fact that how could you could relate to these characters.
Yeah.
You could imagine being so upset about having
Yes.
a mother-in-law like
Oh,
that.
yes.
You could imagine the little love triangle that started to form between the brother
Yes.
and the 2 brothers and her.
Yes.
So there was
Yeah.
a lot of realistic family dynamic stuff going
Yeah.
on in this book.
Yeah.
Even the gay friend, right?
Oh,
You could,
Yes.
right? Who was
Sad.
looking
Yeah.
out. So there was a
Yes.
lot of relatable stuff here.
He was
for
so
me.
intuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you,
Right.
Danielle?
I did like the book. It was a lot of turns and things. It was a quick read.
Yeah.
It was good, and Pammy was very interesting,
Oh man.
and Adam, it was good. It was
Yeah.
good.
So for me, I think I reread the beginning because we read this book a while ago, and one of the things that just struck me as kind of crazy was just that, first of all, like meeting in a bar, very typical, but then the whole idea of the number exchange, and then all that banter that was kind of going on between Emily and Adam, and I didn't realize they were 29 years old, 29-ish, 30th. I mean, they were really kind of like just doing anything and everything they wanted to do to kind of like hang out and be together.
Yeah.
And I remember Emily's best friend.
Freedom. That's called freedom.
Well, no responsibility, like
Yes.
get up, do whatever. But I think Seth said to her at one point she'd canceled, one of their check-ins, which you never ever cancel on your BFFs. But she had seen Adam 18 times. And it was
That's
like
a
within
lot.
like 2 weeks or
Right.
something. So it was very, very intense the way the relationship started. New, young love. And that to me, in terms of liking a book, I immediately felt drawn to the characters.
Is that like a warning though, when the relationship starts too intense, too fast, too quick, just too much? Like, is that a warning?
I think it is, and I do want to know what other people thought about this issue because, I mean, it is informed by your own life experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
You might have like a fast start relationship like that and think like if it's the first time it's ever happened to you,
Yeah.
you might think, oh my goodness, this
Right.
is the one.
Right.
But if you've been down that road before,
Warning,
Mhm.
ding, ding,
Ding,
ding,
ding, red flag, right.
Warning,
Right,
warning.
like you're taking up all my time and we're doing everything together.
Right.
Really kind of strange.
yeah.
So there definitely were some warning
Alana
signs.
says it has burned out every time I start a relationship like that. Alana agreed.
Agreed. Yeah.
Warning.
Sustainability. We should think about that at the beginning of those relationships. How can you talk to somebody for 9 hours a day,
Yeah.
see them 18 times within 2 weeks? I mean, and you
Yeah.
don't live with them?
Well,
And
and I don't
sometimes
know.
that's the best part of a relationship is the beginning.
Yeah.
So really stall that out a bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Drag it out.
Yeah, well,
Definitely.
Julie is saying intense relationships burn out
Yes,
fast, but
yeah.
they're so exciting.
They
and a lot-
are. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
We have been there for sure.
Well, and so what Alana is commenting on, like what burnout actually means, is like you get tired of people. Like when they consume so much of your energy,
Yeah.
you could just say, you know what, this is just too much. You are just monopolizing my time, my energy.
Yes.
You demand too much
Yeah.
of me.
And I really don't want to see your flaws the first 3 months.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
But you do want to get to know somebody. So
Yes.
then, the frequency of seeing someone, but you're not really getting to know them. I think Emily, again, she ignored some of those signs too. There were things that she did not know
Yes.
about Adam. So they were hanging out, but it was like she was giving all the information. When they were talking about previous relationships, she was exchanging all the information. She asked one question. This was after, she heard about Rebecca, which of course Pammy strategically left the album open on the couch next to Emily for her to see. But she was giving all the information, and Adam was really not giving as much at all. Not sharing or exchanging.
That was a warning. I just want to read these things, and we need to talk about Adam and his responses.
Absolutely.
Right, Kristinas says, that's a warning. Yes, road traveled. Agreed. And not realistic. And Sabrina, she said, the moment a significant other try to get you to break relations with lifelong friends, absolutely beware.
Oh,
never change yourself
that
for
just
the
gave
worst.
me, that just gave me
someone
chills.
else. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But Adam not wanting to answer, like, who is this woman?
Yeah.
Like, what does she mean to you? Like, why? And then he got angry with her. And I'm just thinking about that car scene, right? Like,
it was terrible.
He showed a lot of, like, a temper and
with about his mother. They were going from joking to all of a sudden he's serious on the way to see her mom. And he clearly was, unstable. And we obviously know in the end he had so many other issues. But exactly. You don't go on this roller coaster of emotions and then someone trying to take you away from your loved ones. Not cool
especially
at all.
not Seb.
Oh my gosh.
He
What a
seemed
great
like an
friend.
amazing friend.
And even her roommate.
Well, so
Oh,
at the
roommate.
beginning of the book, so my sister reminded me, thank you, Alana, that at the beginning of the book, you basically were left with this, like, you were made to not like the mother-in-law right from the beginning.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so it was kind of it was capitalizing on the pattern that people typically don't like that relationship.
True.
So I'm just curious. I know is this on our list of questions? I'm just curious. What is it that makes that relationship so challenging? Right? Because the author knew if she started there, nobody would question it because that's what's typical.
And I read last week an article with the author, Sandie Jones, saying that she knew that the storyline would be great if there were a dynamic, in particular, with a son and his mother.
Let me tell you, a son and a mother, that is a unique relationship.
Yeah.
Very unique.
It is. And we happen to, the three of us, we happen to be mothers of boys. So it's an interesting read, I think, for us in terms of that. I think the relationship is a difficult one.
It is. And you're protective of your son. So I think sometimes we have to learn to love our son through their wives or through their significant others.
It's difficult.
It may be difficult, but it's a good practice.
It is a good practice.
Yeah. Okay.
I we are
if you love
on
your son,
YouTube.
you love their wife.
Yeah. So we're on YouTube. So I will reserve some of my thoughts about this particular thing, and just make it a very general statement that it is a good practice to try to love the person that your son loves. With that, whatever and the best of your ability. It is a good idea. It's difficult also because of, I think, just the protective mechanism that a mother has for her child. And the person who is with your son really controls the relationship.
Absolutely.
And you have to, you do have to.
If you want to see your son,
that.
you love that woman. That's really how it works.
And you fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine told me a long time ago. Did I tell you this, ladies? She reminded me. She's an attorney, so she's very politically correct. She said, "We all love the same people." So you have to remember that when you're thinking about a difficult relationship. Mm-hmm. Think about the people and say to yourself, "We all love the same people, and there's enough room and love to go around."
That's like taking the high road.
Daria, I know it. It is. It's like taking the high road.
It is. Well, so Alana is saying she thinks parents of kids of the opposite gender basically know what kinds of foolishness and games people play, and they want to protect their kids from that. I think that's right. You do your
Cheers,
whole,
Alana.
Your whole role as a parent really is to serve as like a guide. And I don't know what the rest of you all would say on this, but like you almost feel like that's like your mission. And if there's something that befalls them, you feel like, there should have been something.
Saved it?
What could I have done to have them avoid this? But in this case, the mother-in-law was playing that role with the woman.
Yes.
But we just didn't even. Oh, should I have said that?
No, well, yeah, because absolutely.
Okay.
Everybody read the book. Yeah. Yeah, no.
But you didn't know until so far along.
But all of the things that she was doing, which is the crazy part for me, everything that Pammy did, I know people. Pammy.
Just that name, Pammy.
Right? And there's a play on that, right? Like, she wants to be cutesy, and, like, her son's, like, adoring mommy, like, all of that.
That makes her sound a little bit crazy.
Right, a little bit crazy. But all those things that she did,
yes.
I know people who have mother-in-laws who've done
But what was
those things.
What was the first point that you thought that she might not have it out to get Emily? Like, what was there a point that you kind of knew that she was on?
No.
I thought she was evil the whole time.
I didn't, and I had to go back to the beginning and say, she had lost, can't lose my courage, can't lose my stamina, I've got to go through with this. She is beautiful, the dress is perfect, but I've got to finish my mission. I had to go back and read that and say, gosh.
Me too, Alana says me too. Alana, you thought to the end that she was evil?
Yeah, evil. I mean, those situations, those examples, falling ill, needing the attention,
faking the cancer,
going
out at the engagement,
all of those.
But is that realistic? Do you think somebody? Here's what I want to know. I want to ask: Do you all think that somebody would go to the length of actually faking cancer?
Well,
that's, I mean,
extreme.
She was saving your life.
Yeah, extreme cancer. But Daria, the other stuff, the fainting and the doctor's appointments for no reason, but to go to the doctor. Yeah. I know people who have had those issues.
Really?
Because they don't know how to reach to their child to spend time in a healthy manner. So they make up
stuff.
Illnesses. And is it psychosomatic? I mean, I don't know how to spell that word.
Hypochondriac. Psychosomatic.
It's like all of that. Yeah. Can you come over? Can you fix my light? If I stand on the ladder, I'm going to fall.
I need help. I need help.
I know people. I know people like that related to me.
Okay, all right. Oh, hello, this is YouTube.
Sabrina says, I start to wonder about Pammy at James's wedding. Oh, wow.
What happened, Sabrina? Yeah. What happened there that kind of made you suspicious? Was that, what was happening there?
Alana says people think that their kids are sick for attention. Alana, I know.
100%.
That's Munchausen, right? Isn't that Munchausen?
Yes, there's a term for that.
Or no, that's when they make them sick. They actually physically make them sick, I think. What his wife said. What did she say? Help us, Sabrina. I don't remember.
I don't remember that. Yeah, I don't remember, Z.
Huh. Well, so when how about when Emily caught her faking with the cancer? Like, did she like basically walk in the front of the hospital and
walk out the other side and timed it like when cancer patients were being seen. So she did some studying up and really laid that out.
Who paid for the dress?
Oh, who paid for the dress?
Sabrina says she was so nice to the wife. Yes, and Alana says, but it projected on the others, and Sabrina says she paid for the dress.
Oh, she was nice to James's.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You had to create, like, jealousy and animosity. Like, the first Christmas dinner, they're sitting there and,
making her eat again.
Making her eat again, but also making the, the boys started, kind of competing against who had a better job and who was fulfilling their life's destiny. It was always this competition, and Pammy fed into that, too.
Yeah. Well, how about, do you think it was wrong, though, for her to go as far as bringing the ex-girlfriend to the bachelorette party? Like, did she really have to go that far?
Well,
how did that help protect her? That just hurt her.
I think she realized that Emily was like, I'm going to wear you down, Pammy. I'm not going anywhere. And she had to be extreme.
Oh.
She had to be extreme because Emily was so committed to Adam. Adam had many flaws that she ignored the flaws. So now you're getting married and she's like, this is the bachelorette party. I know the British, they call the hen party. I love that. She said, I've got to give her a doozy here. I'm calling up the ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
The ex-friend.
Okay, now I'm back to... See, but there's a little bit of a lag here. So, Sabrina, your comments are coming up. Basically, you thought, like, it couldn't be realistic that she would just be mean to one of the daughters-in-law. She would have to be equally, ignorant to both of them.
Right, she's really... a bad person.
Yeah, so that does make sense. That makes sense.
Well, but I do think that people have favorite children.
Oh, my child's by proxy.
So Z, I do think though that people have favorite children, and so I still through the end it seemed very believable to me because also James was the younger brother and Adam was the older brother, And so letting your first child like go and be with somebody versus your
point.
second child,
Yeah.
it sometimes it is not equal.
Yeah.
The treatment of one's whoever they bring home is not the same.
What was that laugh about?
Well, that was, again, I was just thinking about being on YouTube. But, I just think that that's a reality.
That's
a reality. Yeah.
Yes. So here's what I
Oh no, we just have more comments.
Oh, good.
Alana says she wasn't protecting her; she was trying to make her leave. I agree with Alana.
Well,
And
in
Kristina-
this case, that was one and the same.
Yeah. It was a form of
Yes,
She was
yes,
trying to
protecting
protect
her
her
to
by
make her-
making her
by
leave.
leave.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then Kristina spelled it for us: Munchausen by proxy.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was
Yes.
Eminem, right? Didn't his mother do that to him?
I
Oh,
believe
did
one of the songs alluded to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd interviewed about it
I don't know.
but I
either.
think, we
What do you-
sing about our experiences, so.
What do you
true.
guys think about the mother Pammy walking in on them having sexual relations?
Oh, and then having to like,
I thought that was like too much. Like, I'm not trying to protect anybody where I want to see my son or daughter engaged in any.
well, was it? Well,
It was oral.
oh yeah.
It was oral.
Oh, that's
It was an
right.
oral
It
engagement.
was an
yeah.
oral engagement.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk in. I don't want to walk in on that.
Oh, no.
That's very traumatizing.
But I think again, Emily was really strong. She was like, I have found my soulmate. I have found my love. And she was really not backing down. A weaker woman would have been like, you know what? You and your mom, y'all go somewhere.
But even Pammy, like Pammy chose to walk in on that.
did.
Like there was a choice.
I know. Like, oh my
Right, like whoa, like, I'm not going
Absolutely
that far.
crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Not
So
going-
think about this for me, for the book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, what chapter or what scene made you just want to like turn the page faster when you got to it? What was
That's a
that?
good question.
You know,
I
what
was-
made you just?
Yeah. While we're waiting for some comments,
Yeah.
can I share? Okay.
Absolutely.
I would like to share from my notes.
Sorry,
because I do take.
You love that about it.
So from my notes on page 99, when they described Adam smashing the crab, and how it said it was the perfect murder. So that was page 99.
Right.
And so you knew right then that something was twisted with him, and that, I mean, I was just worried that Emily was going to end up getting killed. So I was like trying to hurry up and figure out, all right, what's going to happen here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about for you, Danny?
You know, I'll be honest. I don't know that it was like a page turner or anything that just was like I gotta just like keep going. I just kept going, like just trying to get to like why is this lady so crazy? But what bothered me was Christmas dinner, and I don't know why. It was like almost something like this bothers me that she just set this up, and I see her at that table, and they made her sleep on the bumpy sofa. That was just like
how unhospitable,
mean.
right?
Yes, like you would never make your son or daughter's significant other sleep on a sofa.
Even they brought a friend home.
Lumpy dump. Yeah.
I agree.
What was your favorite part? Or the part that like made you, like you said?
The part where Pammy invited that ex friend. Again, you bring people from my past to my present.
Right.
As we're talking about my future.
Right.
I was like,
oh, that's deep.
Yes.
You bring people from my past to my present
as
we're talking about my
future. I was just like, I have got to get to the end. I've got to get to the bottom of this because that to me is like you do not pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deep for me. Yeah.
Okay, let's get to Alana. She
Go
gave in. Alana says when Emily was going through Pammy's house and found the inhaler. That was scary.
Alana, right?
Yes. I was like,
oh my gosh, how crazy was that?
That's true.
That was a page turner. I agree. That's a good one, Alana.
And then she said in the beginning I struggled because none of the characters were likable to me, so I wasn't rooting for anyone.
Well, you know what's so interesting about that? I just read something saying that basically people need a hero in a story. People need a hero, and like the more relatable you are to the hero in the story, the more you'll want to finish the story. That's
that's true.
So we're whatever we choose, we're always looking for that identifying character that we can root for.
Yes,
I love that.
absolutely.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
But Julie says she loves that you take notes, Daria.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not extensive. It's just
It is.
just
It's
enough.
extensive.
Julie, it
It's-
is. You should see her phone. It's very nicely laid out.
It's very
And it's a
expensive.
shame too because sometimes I'll be reading and I don't have my phone there, and I'll have to get up, go look for my phone
Yeah.
because it bothers me the idea
Yeah.
that I'll want to remember something later and I didn't
Yes.
write it down.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
Alana says, "Yep, that's your sister."
Yeah.
Aw. And Sabrina says she's with Alana with the inhaler.
Inhaler, yeah.
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a good part. I
Yeah.
mean, this book on so many levels. And, this author, again, I mean, she's been writing a while. I just thought she really hit this one out the park. So many different connections, just from friendships to relationships, how we are in relationships. And then first of all, she kept the evidence.
She put it in like what did she put, a jewelry box or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, like a drawer. Or
She-
something.
But she made it so that she would find it basically. Was that-
Absolutely. To start asking questions.
Why not just tell her?
Right.
Why not just tell her?
Because
Or
then
my
you can
darling,
lie, 'cause
yeah.
you'll lie.
But my darling Rebecca, miss you every day. The photo on the couch as you go get,
Think
ready
about
for
that girlfriend that told you, like, he's cheating on you, honey.
Right.
You're like,
Yeah.
no, he's not.
Yeah.
That's my...
And you're always mad
Yes.
at the messenger. Why are
So
you
it's
mad
better
at the
just to leave the
messenger?
little clues, the little clue,
Yeah.
the little clue.
Yeah.
And you find it on your own, you're like, oh my.
Right.
Look at that.
Yeah, then you have some concerns.
Right, Alana says that too. If she told Emily, Emily
Yeah.
wouldn't believe it. Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And Julie says, I agree. I love a book where I can identify with the character. It makes it more meaningful and special in some weird way. Julie, I agree.
I agree.
So, guys, who do you relate to in this book?
Yeah, who do
Like,
you
who do we relate
Yeah,
to?
who do you relate
I relate to
to?
the victim.
Great
I
question.
relate to the victim.
The victim.
You relate to the victim?
Well, there were several victims
Well,
here.
I relate to
Yeah.
Emily.
Okay.
Emily?
What
Emily.
about her?
I don't know, just that, like, I probably would have fell for Adam at the bar because the other guy was, like, being a jerk. So, I'm like, oh, here he comes. And I like that he was close to his mom, Pammy. That would have, like, attracted me to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then he had a good, like,
Like
strong
on
family
paper.
connection on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on paper. And then, then later, I probably would have been intense in the relationship and then saw, like, all the flaws, but said, well, no, I still love him. Or the way he moved too fast to engagement. Then you're already engaged. How do you back out?
Right.
So I think I probably related
Yeah.
to Emily. Definitely not Pammy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Daria?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned because I think I related best to Pam.
And you should be concerned.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know who's watching, but I was a little. I mean, I could imagine, like, if I really, for whatever reason, and you didn't know the reason,
Right.
but if for whatever reason I really had a problem
Mm-hmm.
with my son's significant other,
Yeah.
might I do some things to drive her off? I mean, I could. That's relatable
It's
to me.
relatable. It's a relatable
It makes you say,
thing.
It does. It does. I mean, it's a very human thing. I mean,
Absolutely.
and here's the. Let me not speak personally, but I know that these things happen.
Alana says, yes, you would.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. So I'm being honest. See, think I have verification.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's easy to see.
But if
when-
somebody's a good person,
Right.
then so I was thinking something must be up with
Emily, something was wrong with
Yes,
Emily.
I was thinking
right.
there's something we don't know yet.
Right.
Like, and I thought her instincts, even though she was sinister and crazy, I thought she had good instincts.
But so and then the question is that how far does a mother's love go?
Forever.
It's forever. I know
It's
that.
forever.
I absolutely. But I mean, how far does one go to protect, the innocent Emily and then the criminal? And then finally, at the end, we know that Pammy had to go ahead and just all right, Adam.
Can I delete comments? I want to delete Alana's comment that says, yes, you
Oh
would.
my.
We love you a lot.
Can I delete? Oh, I can put user in timeout. I might have I'm just kidding.
We're having open and honest
Yeah,
dialogue.
I think for me, I identified, I loved Pippa's energy and spirit. I could totally see myself being that friend. Just kind of like every time she went out and like, let's talk, let's download about this relationship. And, I feel like I did, you didn't hear obviously a lot of her own voice and all her own experiences. But for me, I liked that a lot about her. And I do think that, I could see myself having some likeness to maybe even Adam.
What?
In this. In
Wait.
Again.
Okay, we were not ready for that. I was hoping you were going to say Pammy, and then I could say thank you. I have a
I
fella.
must say, now that you say it.
Wait, why? I need to understand this. I don't understand.
No, I think no. No, ladies, and friends out there.
Roberta covered her mouth.
Listen, here's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Like Adam was like charming and charismatic, and he knew what he wanted. And I was thinking about those characteristics. I thought he was, very successful in his job. He was close to his mother and brother. Those familiar relations I could identify with. Emily was very close with her family too, but it was in a different kind of way. She was like, baby girl. Adam was the oldest. I'm the oldest, so I naturally, in an alpha sort of kind of way,
Oh, really?
I identified with him.
Look at the eyeballs. Look at the eyeballs.
You gotta mix it up. You gotta, think about it, ladies.
Oh my gosh,
You
that
relate
is too
to
funny.
Adam.
I could make a connection with Adam. Adam and I would have a good conversation. I could see that. He seemed very manipulative is not a word that I would not ever use.
What? That's a double negative.
She doesn't disrupt herself.
It's a character flaw.
Wait, so Kristina's saying she's also the oldest, but she is not identifying with him and how he sounds. Hey, Rhonda, how are you?
It's reasonable, Kristina, to not identify.
Right. And he wasn't. Kristina asked earlier, was he narcissistic?
Yeah, he was absolutely a sociopath and a narcissist. Yes.
Oh, wait, so Rhonda, let's acknowledge what Rhonda is saying
Yes.
here. Thank you so much for joining, Rhonda. And she said she's floored reading that it was Adam and not Pammy.
Pammy, agreed. Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Yeah, it was just great. It was like a shocking realization.
It was.
Haven't you had a shocking realization like that ever in your life, though? I certainly have.
Absolutely.
Not that shocking.
Not that shocking?
Not that shocking. There's always signs. There's always clues. There's always crumbs.
So if you're saying that shock was like a 10, what level shock have you ever experienced? You don't have to say what it was.
That's a good question out there. Thinking about, your own experience. This was pretty shocking. Everybody says that about this book. What level? What
Alana
number?
said a 50.
A 50.
She's at
on a 1 to 10. Okay.
On a 1 to 10.
Okay. All right.
Here, Alana.
Yeah.
Here.
No.
Okay, you're fortunate. That's very
I'm
fortunate.
not saying I have not been shocked.
Kristina said, Danielle, you are lucky.
I am.
I'm telling you. Thank you.
Not to this level, like this.
Yeah.
I've never dealt with murders. Like my ex-boyfriend killed somebody. That's like this book, guys.
So
like,
what's your level on a 1 to 10
I've been
scale?
shocked where you're hurt and you cry about it.
Like a 5?
For like a good month, you might cry.
What is that? What on a scale of
1 to 10? Is that a
1 to 10, I've been shocked to about a 7.
I was going with 5.
But I think this was a shock to like 90.
Yeah. Well, Alana said 50, so right for her own number.
But there's this poem, right?
Oh no.
Kisses aren't contracts and presents aren't promises. If you live by that, you won't be this shocked. Yes. Yes.
Can you say that again?
Say that again.
Kisses aren't contracts and presents aren't promises.
Yeah.
And it goes on and on. It says like with each goodbye you learn. Like, and really you just need to learn.
Yeah.
Who wrote that poem?
I think if you look up a Dear Abby, somebody could look it up. Look up a Dear Abby. She gave this advice. It's a beautiful
wow.
But look up kisses aren't contracts and presents aren't promises, and you'll find the whole.
Wow.
It's very.
Well,
profound.
so for me, on the scale, the shock scale, I would 9.5.
7, 8.
9.5. Yeah, 8. 9. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did anybody else give a number?
9.37, Alana said.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it's interesting to think about what would happen after the end of the book,
right,
where it ended. What will happen going forward?
So
what predictions do we have?
Yeah.
Any predictions?
I really did like the way that the book ended. I don't know, what did you think about the ending? I think that Pammy could be her real self, which is a nice, kind, loving person, and that she really respected Emily for enduring what she put her through, and she wasn't going to keep her daughter from her grandmother. And that to me is, a really good way for
remember that
forgiveness.
Part. That's big.
However, I do think, if I recall, Pammy does get sick at the end.
With real cancer.
Real cancer. Yeah,
See, that's why you don't mess around.
You don't mess around.
You don't kid around with that stuff.
Yeah. Or do evil. You get what you give.
Yeah.
And
with whatever time she had left. I think that was towards the ending. So it felt like, Pammy was going to maximize on the best moment she could.
Sabrina said, I want to know if she really had cancer. If not, that was a real commitment to shave her head.
Right?
Oh, Alana said so. Also, she didn't think she was really sick.
The second time at the end? Oh,
yeah.
Because once you lie, right?
Yes. Oh, Alana says, what happens when Adam gets out of jail? Will James leave his wife? Oh, you really think James loved her that much?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was.
You're right, Alana. Well, even though you're phrasing it as a question, but it's like you're giving us a clue as to what you think.
See, I never thought James loved her that much.
Yeah,
I didn't pick up on that.
He thought she was a special person. He was like a little enthralled with her.
He wanted to know more about her and get to know her, and Pammy twisted that.
Okay, guys, but listen, if he really cared for her, would he have put her in a predicament where I know she's dating my brother,
and he's dangerous,
and I'm gonna now come on to you, and I'm gonna make you question, why would someone do that to you?
Well, he was sincerely upset when Adam was cheating. When he caught him cheating, he was sincerely bothered by that.
But I think he cared for her, maybe, but
you think once he moved on?
I would hope.
So at his wedding, Adam goes off, and he's in the bushes.
Yeah.
And Emily...
Adam had a sickness.
Yeah, you think he was a...
He had a sickness. Some people cheat and they can't stop cheating. It's not the person that they're with. It's the sickness in them that they never feel like they're good enough. And they always, no matter what, have to feel valued or wanted by somebody else. So they're going to cheat no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, and the frequency in which he did it, which was just shocking. I mean, it was just, absolutely...
A serial cheater.
Yeah, absolutely disrespectful to their relationship.
And he took a lot of risks. I feel like he was sick. He was sick.
Well, that's an addiction then.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was going to say, do you think he was a sex addict? Because it may be, but I think it's many other layers of illness. Obviously, I think the narcissism and then this being a sociopath, because, they can be tied together easily.
Yes. Sabrina said, I also want to know why Adam killed Rebecca in the first place. I was asking you the same thing earlier. Why did
so I wondered if it was a matter of, were they getting too close? Was it too emotionally,
He told Emily she didn't satisfy him.
He did. He did say that.
But but are you saying, Alana, that she said that he told her that she herself, Emily, didn't satisfy him, or that Rebecca didn't satisfy him, and that's why he killed her? That's what I'm wondering. When you said she didn't, which she are you referring to?
I just remember that nasty scene at the wedding.
Yeah,
that was terrible.
When he basically was like, she was like
she was just there.
She's just there.
Yeah.
I
thought that was
Emily,
awful.
Yeah.
You can really hurt somebody when you talk about that area of your relationship.
Absolutely.
You really can. So
how do you walk back from that?
Right.
You don't.
Yeah, and it sticks with it sticks in their consciousness all the time. Yeah. Affects self-image.
All of that.
Yeah.
Not that I know from any personal experience.
Right.
Moving right along.
Right. On the YouTube.
Yes. It wasn't a sex addict thing. He was just mean. I don't know, Lana. I think he had an addiction. Like, nobody could satisfy him because he would constantly need to be refilled, sexed, or
Emily was the person of that moment when he picked her up. And he called her, and then he felt like he was, okay, maybe I'll start a relationship. But he hadn't really been in a whole lot of relationships. He had several one-night stands that he described to Emily when they were talking about past relationships. Mm-hmm. So I think,
he knew their names, or he made them up like he did.
Right, because I'm not sure he did, but he was very good at what he did. He was manipulative.
So I guess he was mean, Alana. You are right. He was mean.
Yeah, the thing he did to Emily at that wedding was unforgivable. I just couldn't believe that she would even go home to the same place. You know, but that the abuse started to set in. Does anybody remember about Rebecca what she could have possibly have done?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I just remember the visual of her being like on the floor or something and gasping for air. And wasn't right?
Yes,
and then
asthma attack.
he did he kick it away or did he take it away and like tease her with it or something?
Right. Yeah. Julie, you like that, right, Julie?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is deep. Always remember that. It'll save your life.
It'll save
your life.
Yeah.
It will save your life.
Yeah.
For sure. So tell me. Do you have a question?
Well, so do you have a new perspective as a result of reading this book? Like, so think about it. Like, you know, if you go out and you meet, I know some of us are married, some of us are single, some of us are in relationships, but if we go out and meet new people, are we going to look at things different? Are we going to look for different things? I mean, sometimes when you read a book, it almost like you could blend fiction with reality and
live the book.
Live the book.
That's why, we're all about that for sure. I do think about perspective. I do think, I do look at people and I have a few more questions that I ask, even just in terms of engaging in, you know, just basic conversation, you know, thinking about the kind of questions that one asks at the beginning. I do.
Well, this did challenge my assumption about mothers-in-law and whether you could somehow misread their intentions. You see what I'm saying? And mistake what their actual, you know, their objective is because of just the custom, which is, you know, that they're supposed to be a contentious relationship there. Well, maybe not. Maybe they actually have good intentions on your behalf and you just don't know it. So so your perspective. Yeah, for sure. It really did. It made me walk away with that thought. So, you know, I'll keep that in mind.
I can say I've never had a bad relationship with a mother-in-law or someone's mother. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Thank you. Now I can say that I have struggled with having good relationships with my brother's wives. And I feel like that's like out of protection or maybe being naive, thinking I should protect them. But really you got to let people love who they love and support them in that love. So when I look back at the struggles in our relationships, I didn't choose that, my brothers did. I need to honor that. So, you know, I feel like the strains in the relationships could be because of me and my behavior, my maturity, right? So I feel like we can all have probably good relationships, but we may have to choose to, you know, keep some things to ourselves and just be more of a cheerleader and more of a support.
Yeah. I think that's good.
But I don't know if I can do that for my son or daughter.
There's the caveat.
That's honest. That is definitely
honest. That's 100%, right.
Well, you know, it's so funny, Alana, that you say always trust your gut. And I'm taking that to mean that you're saying that's the perspective you walked away with. I was just talking to somebody about this today. The idea that, like, especially with children, it really is important to be transparent and direct and honest with your children because that's how they learn to trust their instincts.
Right.
And if you're not being upfront or direct or truthful or whatever, then it could actually skew their ability to trust their gut.
Right.
And that's crippling them going forward if you don't do that. So I think that's a really important one, Alana. And so
even if they don't want to hear it, have tough conversations.
That's right.
It's best to help them build that.
Yeah, learn how to navigate the world, right? I mean, if you're just like painting a false picture of what is happening in the world, they're gonna sense that,
or they're
maybe not know why.
The world, or
Absolutely.
You know what? Someone might not like me for that is correct. You know, as an example,
right?
Yeah. No, definitely. Definitely very, very, very helpful. I think when we read, to think about those identifying characteristics.
Oh no!
What's wrong?
Julie's saying she trusts her gut and her gut leads her astray. What do we have to say about that? Julie, do you want any suggestions on that?
Yeah, Julie.
Because I mean, sometimes people say things and it's like, you might have a thought about, well, what about this? But the person might not even want to hear that.
Right. Let us know.
If you want any ideas, happy to brainstorm.
Yeah.
I mean, but that I don't like this. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That's a tough one.
I mean, but I can relate. I definitely can relate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What's Kristinas saying? There are some things, though, Danielle, that I would say, though I agree with you, loved ones should have the tough conversation.
Agree, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, Kristina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Alana, I don't know if this is going
Wow.
to about being the gut feeling or whatever, but you're saying you would have broken up after the thing in the car? What did he do?
On the way,
the first
to
of the
meet
Michael
Penny.
What did
Will
he do?
Smith.
Yeah.
The spark of a girl could spark up nostalgia.
Right.
And he said, no, that's not what it said. He said it's something else.
Yeah. But,
And they got in a fight over it, and it was ridiculous.
Oh, I don't remember that.
yeah, that was their first like little tiff. And then he said, "You being," and then it moved into, "You're being disrespectful to my mother. Like, do you want this or not?" Like, he threatened her, like, "Do you want to go and meet my mother or not?"
Oh,
and he was making something out of nothing. But Alana, I think that was the deflection, because he was nervous about bringing someone home too,
right?
Because he hadn't brought home somebody, in a few years
since he killed the fiance.
right?
Oh,
Because
goodness.
Pammy hadn't seen anybody in years.
And I mean, going back to Julie and the gut, Julie, sometimes people are deceptive, and they know how to play and how to look and how to
Manipulate,
and I think that's why it's important to again take the time to get to know someone. You can't hide who you are for that long. Eventually, it comes to light. Like Adam on the ride with his mother. It ended up coming out. First, you thought, he was so calm. He's never upset about anything. Well, now, girl, he's arguing with you over a joke you said about the mama and the song. Right? He's showing you.
He was showing you who he is. Yeah.
Alana, he was crazy because he was a murderer.
Right.
You know what? Here's another thought that I'm having. And again, Julie hasn't affirmed whether she wants these suggestions or not. But just in general, speaking in general. That book, The Four Agreements, about the one of them being like never make assumptions.
Yes.
Like you could make good assumptions or bad assumptions. Like you could be assuming something good is true or assuming something bad is true. Either way, it's risky to make an assumption because something you're assuming is good actually might not be good. Something you're assuming is bad might actually not be bad. So I think it's like knowing when you're making assumptions and waiting for the facts and the reality to play itself out so you can validate whether or not what you think is actually right.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone saw or read the last lecture where the man was dying of cancer. I forgot what kind.
Pancreatic
cancer. And another thing he said that's profound that everyone should really go by is, like with a man, and sorry if there's any men on here, I don't think so. Or Aaron with the pretty eyes is in here, right? Blue eyes. But he said, I'm going to tell my daughters, believe nothing that they tell you. And my words are probably wrong. But believe nothing that they tell you, but everything that they show you. Like everything that they do, all their actions. But none of the words, nothing in your ears, none of the... But go by their actions, you know?
And we've heard that when we were growing up, actions speak louder than words. They do. They really do.
Well,
and we also, human beings by nature, we try to fix something. We try to put a rose-colored, glass over it. And sometimes you need to look at it and answer those hard questions about it. Does this really mean what I think it means? Yeah. And usually the answer is yes. It is.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Alana says preach, and Kristinas says yes. Paul did. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, and similar to that, I've heard the expression that the audio has to match the video.
Yes.
It's like if they're saying one thing but doing another thing.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Those are generally good guidelines to live by. And we're working on that every day. I mean, it's not something that everybody gets right out the gate when you start relationships, friendships. But we must take time to reflect and think about that and then make improvements so that we have less hurt, less anger, less resentment, all
less
of those
shock, less
surprise, and really owning our own feelings and behaviors and moving it through the world that way.
Can you all believe we get all of this out of one book?
I mean, it's really, it does.
I love it.
It sparks so much conversation, and just thinking about all the, the insight that you all bring. The book, and I think that's the power of writing and then sharing, the good words with people when they make these, books for us to talk about. They really do connect in so many different ways to our past experiences.
Absolutely.
And also our future decision making.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
How we will navigate.
That just gave me chills. To use your expression. Danielle's always like, ooh, I just got chills. You're rubbing off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right? I mean, that's exactly it. You'll start thinking about, the not only the words we choose, but what are people really saying?
Yeah.
Because we were, last summer we were at a barbecue and we were talking about whatever book we had read, and we were talking about the characters as if we were at the table with them, because they had such great impact at that moment in our lives.
Yeah.
Right. Like now we're like, oh, that's an Adam girl.
Oh yeah, that is Adam.
Here comes Pammy.
Yeah. Or Keisha, are you being like Pam? We will probably, think about these characters and all of their behaviors. For sure.
Oh, I'm so glad, Kristina, that you want to read the next
yes.
book.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So,
wait, but real quick, and then we'll go over it.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
but Alana says lessons. Don't meet men in bars. No mama's boys. Who agrees with that?
Who agrees with me? Say it again.
Listen, we can talk for 45 minutes.
No,
just
but
about
I know we really could. But
About
don't meet men in bars. Should that be a rule? Don't meet men in bars.
No,
I
don't think anything is a non-starter. I think everything.
Nothing?
Yes.
No,
nothing.
I mean,
Not the bar.
okay, I don't want to say something crazy like don't meet, what, if you're both at whatever club, why?
Oh, yeah. That, but, yeah. There's some things that are red flags right
No,
from
but
the
if
door.
you're in the bar.
Yeah, but if you're in the bar,
why
he's
can't
in
you
the
meet
bar,
someone else
she's
who's
in
in
the
the
bar.
bar?
Right.
I'm agreeing with the bar thing.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's fine.
Oh.
I'm saying there are certain things, though. If you see it from the door,
I love it.
then
She said,
you got to be out.
She said, don't make men named Adam.
Adam is, look, who was the, well, anyway, we won't get
I don't know. I
biblical,
think, I think you should be at the bar yourself if you don't feel like you should pick up someone in the bar.
Right,
That's not being a
because-
hypocrite. If you're in the bar,
one thing to think
then
about. You're right.
You know.
I like a bar. I wouldn't say I would never.
Oh, Sabrina said define mama's boy.
I know, and I love a good mama's boy.
Yeah.
You love your mama, I love you. How about you guys? Do you love mama's boy?
People use it as a pejorative term.
What is that? That's a big word. What does that mean?
They use it as a diminutive term.
Why is it?
Because I think they're saying like the umbilical cord has not been cut.
Or does it mean that they respect their mother?
That's a positive.
Yeah.
I believe that when someone's called the mama's boy, it is a negative term.
I know it is. But why? The society sometimes views female or feminine traits as negative. I feel like we need to change that.
We're not going to unpack that particular thing tonight. But, however, I think when we think about the whole mama's boy thing, it is about what we think is not strong.
Carter's on.
Oh, hi, Carter.
My mom, favorite mama's boy.
I think that's why he was identifying himself.
I'm sure.
But so Kristina, on your point about 7-Eleven, yes, you got to keep your eyes open, independent of where you might meet someone, whether it's 7-Eleven, the post office, the library, the grocery store,
I think there's
church.
I think everything's there's nothing that's a non-starter. Yeah. I think you look at the behavior. And the actions of one.
Oh,
yes. Julie says,
"Don't do it on Tinder."
That's worse than yours. I heard. Is that where you swipe right or left?
I don't know. We'll have to check it out.
I will not be checking that out.
Well, no, I meant for research purposes.
Just warning: people are using words with friends like Tinder now.
They do.
I got a strange Alana. I meant to tell you about this because I know you play too.
Yes.
I got the strangest request for a chat yesterday. Anyway, I don't want to derail
But
the
it's not
conversation.
strange. That's
But
what
just
they
be
do.
careful, people.
Okay,
careful.
okay. Another note: if they friend you through Words with Friends, they start chatting. They have a wife. You need to defriend them.
Red flag, red flag, red
Don't
flag.
do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
Right.
But Alana defined Mama's boy overly attached, talks about her in too many conversations, compares you to her.
Oh.
She did everything for him and probably still does. Alana, yeah, that's not a good quality trait. Agreed. I wouldn't like
Wow.
that.
Yeah. So
She gets at least one.
I would add like drops everything and runs.
Oh.
We all
Wait, no,
need
as an
to-
example, they occasionally wear matching outfits.
Yeah, like crazy stuff to me when I'm thinking about yeah. But
Wow, that's a lot. That's a
It's a
lot.
lot,
I just want a man to have a nice respect for their mother.
absolutely,
Care about showing up for her dinner on time.
yeah.
Those things. So then they'll show up to your dinner.
And don't
on time.
cause additional stress and pressure. You don't want that either. You don't want someone who doesn't have a good relationship with their mother. Then you question their relationship that they might have with you. So there has to be a really good, fine, healthy balance, because we all know, that with children, the parent is the first teacher. So they interact. They interact that way. So you do want to have a good, healthy balance and high level of respect for
Absolutely.
the parent. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. So, Julie is with us still, right? So we
Yes.
have the book selections, and we're gonna have to actually do a live vote.
What, right now?
Yes, this
Oh,
is
we're
what
doing live
Julie.
vote?
This is what Julie suggested.
With only six. I don't know. If
I don't know. I think
Well-
we should do it in the comments.
Yes.
Yeah, so Julie wanted us to put it do in the comments,
Do in the
and
comments.
also right now. Well, we can tally for Julie. Julie, weigh in if this
No,
is not what we chatted about
I
earlier.
think she gets more people weigh in. I think, and I think we probably comment
Sure.
and then check it. I think.
Yeah. I mean, we would only have 6 people vote.
Right.
So we need to. Yeah.
Okay. So the selections are.
We're gonna.
Alana, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Alana said she dated a mama's boy.
His mom was dead.
Oh
She
dear.
said it was rough.
Oh dear.
She said it was rough.
Alana.
Kai Struthers, same hairstyle, same glasses, same hoodie. Oh, Kurt, that's right.
Oh, Alana. Oh.
Okay.
Girl. You can't compete with the deceased. That's for sure.
Alana.
So,
Alana, did you kill her?
oh my goodness.
Alana, we're on YouTube. Don't say anything.
Oh no.
Alana says, how I told her to stop talking about his dead mama.
Yeah.
You don't.
Tragic.
So can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we can tell people what
Yeah,
they
I'm gonna.
are,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then we can poll them in the comments feature
Yes.
here.
Perfect.
And you'll
And then
post
what I
in
was
the
gonna-
comments the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was gonna give the data to Julie, so Julie can share on Living Large on Lifetime.
Perfect.
That was kind of her.
As long
sugge-
as she's willing, Julie.
Yeah,
Yes.
and she might be driving, so that's why. But in our exchange this afternoon, as we were getting ready for tonight, that's
Cool.
yeah, because March has just been really busy, and we're at the end.
Yeah.
So,
I would have created a memorial, Alana, for the mother.
Oh my god.
and I'm gonna talk about the April books now.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So here's the book selection number 1. Remember, you're gonna vote in the comments, and then we're gonna.
And I'll put them in there. I'll type them
Yes.
in.
Thank
So,
you, Daria. So, A Pilot's Wife by Anita Shreve. The Date by Louise Jensen. The third one is Dark Places, Gilliam Flynn. The fourth, Beneath a Scarlet Sky, Mark Sullivan. And then She Was Gone, Lisa Jewell.
Awesome. They
So
sound interesting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got one male author this time.
Oh, now
Yeah.
that's different.
Yeah, Mark Sullivan, Beneath a
We
Scarlet
haven't read
Sky.
any male authors yet, have we?
Because
Since
we can't
started
relate
this.
to them.
Well, we can relate to anybody. They're human. Of course we can.
I'm
All
just
right.
playing.
So for our sign off, we're about to.
Oh,
Wait, when is our next discussion? Do we know the next date?
yeah, well, we're going to...
Or is that going to be in our comments?
It'll be in our
Okay,
comments.
put it in comments.
We could project, though, that it would likely be...
I think-
we'll do it in the comments.
Yes.
We'll do it in the comments. We'll do it in the comments.
So
All
thank
right.
you for joining
Thanks,
us,
everybody, for joining
Yes,
us.
thank
Tell your
you.
friends. I hope you had fun.
And remember to
Live the
Live
book. Bye, everyone.
Larry. Larry. Okay, we're having technical difficulties.
Thank you, Larry.